Alright, so before we get to the time lapses, let's run over the basics on radials. A radial level 1 is real simple. It's a bunch of clone decorations all rotated around a single point of rotation. They're really easy to make. You've probably all made one of these at some point. They're a super easy way to get simple detail into a build. Now level 2 is we're going to take that same flattened out radial. We're going to add a secondary rotation. And nothing crazy, nothing difficult, but it will add a little more interest to your radials. Now for level 3, we're going to combine two different radials. So as you're looking at this example, you can imagine I've got a bunch of left-facing decorations and a bunch of right-facing decorations. When they're placed in a radial together, they meet up and make these little petal shapes. Now level 4 is an exploded radial. So you essentially start with the normal basic flat radial. Then you're going to use local grid snap to move all the decorations out away from that point of rotation. As long as you move them all out equally, you will still retain the radial symmetry. This is a really good way to spread a radial over a really big area. These examples so far all exist on a single plane because they're all rotating around essentially one axis of rotation. As well as functioning as single plane items, radials can be used to make domes and spheres. I'm going to show you how to make one real quick so you understand what's going on in the time lapse. I'm going to explain it to you in context of a globe. It's going to be much easier to understand. So the first thing you're going to build is essentially the equator. This is simply an exploded radial, the same as we made in example 4. We have a set of decorations. In this example, they're 4 meters away from that original axis of rotation. But the order in which you clone these decorations is important or you'll mess up your sphere. What we're going to do is pick up one of the decorations from the equator, add a 15-degree rotation up, and then move it out into position. You can think of this like tracing lines of longitude, i.e. from south to north pole. If you're doing a sphere and not a dome, you'd replicate this but invert it so you go down the line. You then simply repeat what you did in this segment on the next decoration on the equator. Complete it all the way up, move on to the next one, all the way up. Now, it's worth saying when you get to the top of each segment, the decorations are going to be pretty compact and you might find it difficult to just slide the decoration into place. What you're going to need to do is rotate the decorations at the very top. I usually rotate by 45 degrees because it's an easy one to remember. Then once the decoration is out of the way, you can then slide the radial piece into position with more ease. Then simply revert the flip on the previous decoration. Now the final tip is that these domes are easier to execute with decorations where the grab point is center of mass. We grab something like these stairs where the grab point is at the top. When you move out along the grid snap, you might find your decorations won't actually meet and you won't be able to make a full dome. Now with this knowledge, you pretty much should understand everything you see in the time lapse. So I'll close out the video with the build and a little showcase at the end. Please hit that like and subscribe if you want to see more dojo content. We did pass 1,000 followers on YouTube, so there will be 1,000 platinum giveaway in the next couple of videos. I just ran out of time this time. All that said, peace out. Catch you in the next one.